welcome back to Mrozinski Family Homestead. Come on over here, babe. It's been a little while since we've done a little garden update. Well, it's not gonna be a garden update. Today we're gonna work on trellising our tomatoes.
A little bit better than what we did the first time.
Yeah, because the string that I had them on, it stretched down, as you can see at the back there. They're like really low. So we're gonna work on getting them tomatoes up off the ground because a lot of them are coming out rotted. We're gonna pick all of the tomatoes, the ones that are even a little bit red, just because
of the weight issue, because
there's a lot of weight on these tomato plants, and I'm not talking about just the Amish, the paste tomatoes. I'm talking about the black crims got weight on them. The regular beefsteak tomato has weight on it. So we're gonna go and we're gonna trellis the tomatoes today and do a little bit of other garden work. We're gonna do some picking of the vegetables, so y'all get to see what we actually get out of one day of harvesting in our garden. Finish getting to work. You're gonna weed eat, and then I'm going to start setting up the T-post, figure out where I need them.
Yeah. Well, inside here is done.
Yep. Thank you. And you did not destroy the plants. Good job. I was worried about that. I'm serious. Has to be. The way they're flying.
Sam.
Guys, so this whole line back here is my tomatoes. And it is low. It is very low. There's a lot of weight on that string. And that string was actually really high when we first did this. So we're going to take that string out, but first we have to drive new T-posts because we're going to put some braces in the middle, and then we're going to run a, how big is the wire? How thick is it?
Like 14 gauge.
A 14 gauge wire from one end of my tomatoes all the way to the other end, wrapping around these T-posts so that way it gives it some support. Blow, wind, blow. Y'all, it's hot out here. It's like 90 degrees. So we're gonna and then we're gonna still do the line trellising. We'll show you the cows in just a minute. We're gonna do the line trellising, but we're not gonna cut anything until after we get these T-posts in place and I start doing them one by one. Because I don't want to just cut all the string out and they just fall to the ground and break. So, are you ready, honey?
Yeah, ready as ever be. I want this one facing.
It doesn't. Face it the way it is.
The way it is?
Yep. Alright, now if you have not seen the T-post, how to install a T-post, please go back and watch it. I will link it in the description. And he explains how to drive a T-post, the proper way to do it, and some of the mistakes that people actually make of doing it. Go for it.
Y'all, she picked all the vegetables and stuff, and look what I just found. So she missed one. Well, she might have probably missed about a dozen.
There's still more on there. I've seen it when you were weeding. Yeah, I see some more over there.
Yeah, there is some.
But look at
this is a big one, I noticed.
Alright guys, so I got my 14 gauge wire, and we got it from Tractor Supply. Now we're gonna take it and I'm gonna wrap it around really good on that end. And then I'm gonna go to the first T-post and I'm gonna wrap it around 2 or 3 times. And then I'm gonna go to the second T-post and I'm gonna wrap it around 2 or 3 times. Now I have 4 T-posts in here so that way they can pull on each other evenly and we don't have any slacking of this line, because I don't want this wire to slack at all. So we gotta pull it tight.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I want your opinion real quick.
Okay.
Leave it recording. I can cut it and then I can wrap it so that way I know it's tight and we can pull it this way. And then I can wrap it again and go that way.
Well,
so that way you know that you have it tight. Stick those in your pocket. I mean, it's whatever you want it. What do you think?
Well, you need to...
I think we should cut it because I can't get a tight pull on it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Cut it.
Because, I mean, the only other way you would do that is just wrap it around one time.
Yep.
And then go to that one.
And it won't be tight.
Or even 2 times to overlap the main string, or the main wire.
Still, it won't be tight. So, cut it back here so we have some grab.
Well, I'm going to do that so I can twist it.
Yeah.
Back here a little bit.
Alright. I'm going to push, and you're going to pull. Alright. Wrap it around. Now guys, I just pushed on this T-post so that way whenever it goes to release, or when we go to pull this one tight, it'll actually straighten this T-post back up. Go around this thing, the wire.
I'm just trying to get it without losing it.
Alright guys, so we took it around the post twice and now he's just sitting there twisting the heck out of it. I mean, just twist till you can't twist no more, but don't break the line. You gotta watch it and make sure you don't break the
Yeah, you get it too tight,
line.
you can break it.
Yeah. What is it, Levi? Yep, the squash and peppers. Mom. Watch your arms, Stephen.
There. Alright, y'all, when I wrapped this, just like I'd done this prior one, but I don't know if the camera was able to catch what I was doing. But when I wrap this, I'm gonna take this end that's been cut. I'm gonna give me about, a foot, a distance approximately. Alright? And I'm gonna go underneath of the main line, okay? And then I'm gonna go over top of the main line. And then I'm going to go back to itself and wrap it.
Watch your elbow.
Hold it up. And then I'm just going to take the remaining of the wire and wrap it to itself on the line coming off the spool.
Hold that for Mama. Hold those before he gets them. All right.
Up higher. Go on.
Well, you gotta wrap it. I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna push the post. Hang on.
And when you do wrap this, y'all, make sure you wrap across the bottom first. And the reason for that is so it'll keep it from sliding down the pole. So basically, when you take your loose end, make sure you come across the bottom of your main line. It'll keep it from sliding, or if it gets slack, just so happens it gets any slack in the T-post, in the ground or something, it won't slide down, because this bottom run will actually hold it. It's gonna tighten itself up.
Go ahead with this.
And then come across the top of it. Alright, and then I come across the bottom one more time on the third wrap, and then I
Just
twist it around the main line like this. You have a little more line than what we need, really, but
it's all right. Now, I've noticed there's a lot of people out there that already have these lines run in their greenhouse when they put them up. We don't have a greenhouse. We just have the pure hot sun, okay? Stephen, is it hot today?
it's so hot my shirt is soaking wet, and I'm not doing nothing but standing here wrapping wire.
So my thing is I did this because there's not a lot of people that have the greenhouses that don't know how to actually literally trellis the line. So, and when I first did it, I did not know. That's why this rope is so low. So we're gonna bring them up and get these tomatoes off the ground, because that's what they need.
And just to let you know, this right here is probably about 4.5 feet off the ground. Granted, the tomato plants ain't that tall yet, but a tomato plant, they can grow 6-7 foot tall if you trellis them up. They can grow tall as anything, but we're gonna try to keep ours within no higher than 5 feet, because after it gets to the highest part of the trellis, we can clamp them to that, and then whatever grows up, it might be in this range somewhere, you know, 5.5 feet. And that's about as high as what we want them. We don't want them way up there, because that would involve making a trellis and bringing a ladder and using a ladder to get way up there. And for being off grid, I mean, this is more than sufficient for what you need to do. And years ago when I gardened, when I was a kid, I mean, we never even done this. We just let the tomato plants grow and put them in a tomato cage, and that was that.
But I think everybody's going to these right here, because the tomato cages are bulky. You can't put them nowhere. You can't store them nowhere.
Yeah.
So by doing it this way, all it is some T-posts and wire and clamps, and it's easy storage.
Yeah. So everybody's pretty much getting out of the tomatoes, you know.
The tomato cages.
Yeah, the tomato cages.
All right, let's wrap it again. You got enough?
No. Any
more?
Yep. Right.
Yeah, just do it that way.
You want to start on that? No.
No.
Right.
Because this post is already leaning that direction, so we need to pull this way.
Okay, pull. Pull straight. I can't believe how much I'm sweating. Jeez Louise.
I know.
Alright.
Hey,
What?
go get that documentation started some help.
Hey, Levi.
He's putting it in your truck.
Come here. Don't do, here. Bring it over here. Bring that over here.
Are you saying there's bugs in Daddy's truck?
Come here. Come here. You can put that on the plants.
Bring it here. All right. All right, guys. So now that we've got it pretty tight, we're going to go one by one. We're going to start on one end of the garden and go to the other, and we're going to start trellising these lines and getting these tomato plants up off the ground. So I got like 3/4 of the way, but or 2/3 of the way. I wanted to show y'all what everything looks like. And it's looking good. Like you could see how the tomato plants are taller and everything's up off the ground. See, I missed one. I missed a plant right there. But to show y'all see those tomato plants down there? That has not been done yet. But the rest of it looks really good. I'm super happy about it. Y'all, I'm still sweating. It's still hot. But it's alright. I'm almost done. Alright guys, so that's how we trellis our tomatoes. And let me tell you, just by me doing that, they look a whole lot better. Now you can actually see the little weeds in there, so don't look too closely. But now we have our little waterer here going on. It's hot. It's hard to bring someone out that's 2-3 years old and be out in the heat all day long. Steven's had to occupy him over there in the shade because he doesn't want to be out. He wants to be right next to Mom all the time, but then he doesn't know what it's actually doing to him.
There, what are the tomatoes?
So,
what are the tomatoes?
what are the tomatoes, Levi? So we're gonna, but yeah, back to the tomatoes. They look great. They look awesome. I'm glad that I did it. And yeah, it just took a little bit more extra work. And if I would have did it from the get-go, this is how I would have done it. But I thought that the string was gonna hold up, but it actually didn't.
It wasn't strong enough. And you can see all the metal, even tightening it as tight as we tightened it, it still has a bow in there. Because them tomato plants are heavy. With all them tomatoes on there.
They are heavy.
Especially with the paste tomatoes.
And like they are actually, I mean, even the wires bending down. I'm glad that we did use the wire. At least the wire won't stretch. Keep your fingers crossed, because I don't know if it actually does or not.
It will eventually,
But just think how much weight is on by doing trellis tomatoes in a greenhouse. How much weight is that roof holding up by doing all these tomatoes?
That's a lot. I know this just from T-post to T-post.
It's about 47, 48 feet.
I'd say there's probably at least a couple 100 pounds, easy.
I know.
Just holding tomato plants up.
Because they're not all, if you look at the distance of how it's, if you look at the distance of how it's bowed, and I'm gonna show y'all. All right, look at how much of a distance moved, by the way. That one right there is bowed. Like, that's a lot of weight pulling down on that one side. All right, and then you go to the middle, and you know, those are a little bit of lighter tomato, but I mean, it's not as pulling as much as the paste tomatoes are. And even down there, there's a little bit of a dip. You can't really see it because of all the greenery, but there's still some over there. But I mean, it's not as bad. And I had to go back through here and actually tighten up some of these lines because the tomatoes, as I noticed as I was moving down, that they were actually sagging. They were starting to sag. So I went back and I tightened up the line on them, and they look good. I'm glad that I got it done. All right, so we're going to stop this video right here.
We got tomatoes.
We got a lot of vegetables. I'll show them in a minute. We're going to stop this video right here, and I want to say thank y'all so much for watching. And y'all have a blessed day. And may God bless you like He has blessed us.
Thank y'all for watching.
Quit watering your feet, because you're not going to grow. Hey, that's not going to help you grow. Can you say bye? Can you say bye to the camera? Bye. All right, that's good enough.